All right, I'm Ashley Knott, and this is my audience for my demonstrative speech. From left to right, there is Doug, my dad, Alan, my brother, Zach, and videographer, Matt. Here are my note cards. Not everyone has a natural green thumb. I know I don't. The first plant I bought for my apartment ended up a droopy, unsalvageable mess within 2 months. However, after some trial and error, I've developed that green thumb that I initially lacked. Like many college students, I live in an apartment. Living in an apartment can have its advantages, such as on-site maintenance. Yet, it can often be hard to make it feel like a home. One easy and inexpensive way that I've found to make any indoor space homier is to add houseplants. And a relatively low maintenance plant to start off with is a succulent. When you purchase any plant, you will need to repot it into a more permanent home. This can be somewhat tricky. In order to successfully repot a succulent, you will need to pick out the right pot, find the correct soil, and properly settle your succulent into its new pot. Succulents are easy to find at your local home and garden store, so once you have picked out one that suits your fancy, just follow those 3 simple steps. The first step to repotting your succulent is to find the right pot. First, you'll want to make sure the pot has a drainage hole. This one in particular actually has 2 drainage holes right down at the bottom that drain directly into the plate below it. One easy way to kill a succulent is by overwatering. So by having the drainage holes in there, you can prevent that, which is why they're so important. Furthermore, you'll want to choose a pot that is only slightly larger than the plant itself. A good rule of thumb is to look for a pot that is 1/2 inch to 1 inch larger in diameter than the plant itself. This pot would be a good choice for this succulent. As you can see, when you put the plant in the pot, it is just about 1 inch larger in diameter than the plant itself. The next step is to pick out your potting soil. Succulent-specific soil is fairly lightweight and almost rocky or gravelly in nature. Here's some succulent-specific soil, and as you can see, it's really rocky. Succulents primarily grow in dry climates. In order to properly acclimate them into their new homes, it is best to pick out porous soil that will drain water easily. Fast-draining soil, such as this one, will help water drain to the bottom of the pot and stop it from collecting near the roots, which will cause root rot, which is another easy succulent killer. Many nurseries sell cactus and succulent-specific soil, such as this one. If they don't, what you can do is mix equal parts potting soil and sand as an easy substitution. Once you have your pot and your mix, it is time to resettle your succulent into its new home. To take your succulent out of its current container, turn it upside down, squeeze the sides of the container, and gently tug on the plant until it easily pulls out. You'll just want to tip it and squeeze it and then pull on the plant. Once you have it out of its current container, you'll want to flare out the bottom root structure. This will help the roots branch out from their store-bought shell into their new home. This can get kind of messy, so you'll want to either put a towel down or do this step over the sink. Once you've done this, you'll want to fill your pot 1/3 full of potting soil and place the plant inside the pot. Then all you need to do is fill in the surrounding gaps and pat gently to settle your plant into the pot. It should look like this once it's all said and done. You can see it's nice and sturdy in the pot. It's not moving around too much. Once you've done that, you'll just want to water directly into the soil until it runs from the drainage hole at the bottom. That's when you'll know that it has enough water. Now that you've repotted your succulent, make sure to find a sunny spot in your apartment to keep it, and you've got a trendy new decoration. To summarize, repotting a succulent can easily be done by choosing the right size pot, picking out the right soil, and properly settling your succulent into its new home. So, the next time you're looking for an easy project, I encourage you to head to your local nursery to pick out a succulent and a stylish pot. Once you have repotted it, you will find that you have created an easy piece of decor that will surely make your space feel more like a home. And finally, I hope that with the information you now have, your succulent will not end up a droopy mess like my first.